All right, guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Arrma Outcast. The reason that I'm doing this video is I've done a lot of upgrades to this thing and I finally got it pretty much how I want it. So I just wanted to share with you guys, all you RC lovers out there, what upgrades I did before I pretty much tear this thing into pieces. So, I guess I'll start with the battery. We have the max amps battery. I think it's the 5450 6S. I do like 6S. I don't really run it on anything but that. You can also see here I did the voltage, the GPM, I'm sorry. Those are the GPM front and back brace. Now, I also did the Hobby Wing fan. I'm going to tell you something, guys. That thing is super hard to get on here. What I ended up doing, because there's a little space in between here, because the actual wraparound that goes around like that, it's a little big for the engine. So I just got some double-sided computer tape, which is a heat conductor, and I used that to fill in the space, so that way the tape will pull the heat from the motor and then the fan can do its job. Also in here, you can see I did the GPM brace. I would suggest everybody do that, whether you want to really upgrade or not, just because as you'll see that stock servo just wiggles back and forth. Now I do have the high-tech servo in here as well. I don't even know if you can see it because I got all this stuff in the way. Let's see here. But yes, I did do the high-tech servo. Now this is the digital model. Also, of course, it's titanium geared. So it was quite pricey, but it really does the job. I haven't had any problems with it breaking or giving me any issues. You'll also see here I did the turnbuckles. I just like the way they look. I wouldn't say that they're super strong just because the joints pop, but something's got to give. So I'd rather be a joint than something that breaks. I also did, if you can see it in there, the Voltage Hobbies steering brace. It's much thicker and stronger than the stock one, just to keep your, wheels from bending in there. Also, let me see if I can get it. Of course, you can see where I did the high performance crank bell on that. Well, I love this thing. It works really well. And I don't know if you can see down in there because it's black, but I actually did an aluminum servo saver. Hot Racing's aluminum servo saver is down in there too. It's really hard to see because, it's kind of darkening, and I do apologize for the lighting, but it's nice and strong. Now, you'll also see that I did the Voltage Hobbies front and rear shock tower. Now, I originally wanted the chrome color like this, but they didn't have them in stock at the time. I didn't want to wait, so I just went ahead and got the red, and I just made that my scheme. I actually like the way that it ended up looking, so that's pretty cool. Now you'll see in the front, I did some modification myself. This is just where I put some lights on it. I will plug it up in a bit to show you how the lights go. It's pretty cool because I do a little bit of night running. Also, you'll see here that I did the RC skins is what these are called. Some people said use rubber bands. RC skins are just much better. They're made for this. They're really strong material. So I covered all my outer shocks with that. And by the way, the springs are Techno oranges, front and back. Of course, the back I did the long ones. The front I did the shorter ones. Now, what else? Oh, and you'll also see that I did the bumper. I think that's the GPM bumper. I love this bumper. All right, guys, this bumper, it does stick out a little bit in the front. I'm not really big on doing the whole flip thing. I think it just tears the truck up, but you can do it if you want to. For me, mainly, I'm a basher, so I like to hit stuff, run over stuff, see what kind of terrain it can take. Of course, you'll see here I did do the white walls on the tires, white lettering actually. Now, there's a pin you can get on YouTube, which is actually made for this. It's a waterproof tire pin. I said YouTube, I'm sorry. That's actually off of what was that? eBay. Yeah, so just go on eBay and type in white letters for car tire. And it'll bring up this pin that's actually made for this. And when you get the pin, you just press it down, it saturates itself, and then you can write on the tire. Just make sure the tire's clean. What I use is orange to clean the car, so orange works great on taking all the stuff off the tire before you do it. Let's see if there's anything else. Yes, I did also on this side, you see, put in the glitch buster. The glitch buster is really cool. Just to be on the safe side, I did it because I got the upgraded servo. So that's really nice to have. Now, I don't know if you can see it down in here. I'm going to try to see if I can get down in here for you. But you can see I did the hot racing cover for the center spur gear. I also did a hot racing crankcase. You can see it down in there with white lines for the spur gear, as well as the hot racing brace here. Now on the tooth, I ended up doing a 16 tooth pinion. I did do a Techno hard pinion. This pinion has been really great. I haven't had any problems with it burning up or eating up gears. It's worked fabulous. Now I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Oh yeah, I did the aluminum wing mount, of course, with the aluminum. I don't even know what you call these things. I guess washers, the red aluminum washers up there. Of course, I did modify it a little bit because I wanted that wheelie bar, so I kept the wheelie bar on it. I just took out the braces that come, the little bars that run across the side, and took a file and just filed down the sides of the actual wheelie bar so that it would fit in there nicely. And I kid you not, guys, it hasn't gone anywhere. It's been fine. Of course, I did the rear skid plate. I want to say that was Voltage Hobbies as well. And I think that's about it. Oh, and I did shim my diffs, all 3 diffs. In the center, I have, 1,000 weight, 100,000 weight, I'm sorry. And then in the front and the rear, I ended up going even. I did 50,000 in both. Why? Because, I understand there's a reason to go lighter in the back, but I bash. That's all I do is I bash really hard. So I'm not really concerned about tricks and like sliding around tracks. I'm more concerned about climbing over stuff and rough terrain. So that's working out really well for me. I did have to get an adapter. I have a Losi, and all of my batteries had the this, I think it's called the EC5 connector. So I did have to get this little adapter here. You can buy one piece. I don't actually like the wire. I'm just like, there's enough wires as it is. I'm trying to get this in here so I can actually turn it on for you guys and show you the back part, because I do have lights over the entire front and back of the vehicle. Well, not the entire front and back, but in those areas. So here, what I ended up doing is I did the center mud flap, right, to block all the mud and going in the back right here where the rear spur gear is. And I also did the side mud flaps. Now these mud flaps are actually not for this vehicle. They were for another vehicle, but I had them laying around, so I just kind of cut them and trim them and just made it, my own way. So this is not going to look like what you would order online. As you see, I drill holes in the flaps. That was the center flap, and mounted the lights. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this on so you guys can see. As you see, the lights work great. I ended up taking a piece of plastic from an old RC that I was throwing away because it was really junk. It was just garbage. It was I don't even know. It doesn't matter. The name doesn't matter. It was just a piece of junk. So I cut it out. I mounted the lights here. As you can see with the wiring, I did tape it up very heavily. Now, why would I tape it that heavily? Well, because this truck crashes a lot the way I drive. So I wanted to make sure that there was enough slack that if it crashed and the bumper bent, it could go back and forth, no problem. And with all the tape, it kind of secures it up into the light, because if you don't do that, you get a couple of good crashes, you're going to start getting shorts. In the back, you'll see I just have that zip tied because, it's going to work better than tape. I have the 2 lights drilled there. So when you look at it from the back, I'll see if I can get a shot now for you. It's like this. Now, when you put the body on, you can't really see that. It just looks like a glow from the back that's red, which I think is kind of cool. I could cut the body up to make you see it, but you know, I don't think it's that important. Now, I love that little truck. That truck is awesome. All right, so the truck is done. Now let's talk about the body, right? This body is sick. I did do a little decaling on it, a little bit of red. I have crashed it. You see I did a little cutout in the front. I had to from where I mounted my lights. Now you'll also see 3 holes up there. What I did was I took some screen. I'll show you from this side. I took some screen and I basically took a glue gun and I cut those holes out with the reamer, and then I put the screen on and glued it down. Now, why did I do that? To make sure there's good airflow over the chassis of the vehicle while I'm driving it. And I also put an extra hole right here, kind of right in front of the fan, just to let it breathe some of the air that's from actually outside of the chassis. Guys, I can't tell you how much punishment I put this thing through already, and it hasn't broke. Like, I've had so many other RCs, especially low C. I was big on low C because, you know, they say it's the best, blah, 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 blah. So I had a LST2, a LST electric, which don't get the LST electric. It can't take 6S. Unless you're going to be running on 4S, basically for the whole time you have the truck, don't bother. The slipper clutch is garbage. It's just going to burn up. I have a Rampage MT version 3. Now that's a whole different kind of ball game. That's the gas vehicle. It's awesome. It hasn't broke either. I've done a lot of things to it, but you know, sometimes you just want to play and not make a whole bunch of noise. So that's why I ended up going this route. Now, I do see that the Arrma Creighton is a really nice truck. I probably will end up maybe one day getting one. I'm not really sure because I love this one so much. I'm kind of really satisfied. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick the body on. I'm doing this one-handed, guys, so bear with me so I can get a look at what it looks like with the body on. So that's it. And this truck, right? Get that down. You gotta see with that little cutout. You gotta make sure that it sits down flush in there. But this, guys, I absolutely love this vehicle. I don't know why they didn't make one of these sooner. And I'm almost wanting to, yeah, guys, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the lights. So give me a second. I'm not gonna cut them all the way out, but just enough to give you a general idea of how the truck looks when it's darker. So we'll do that. I'll just roll it over here in a darker area so you can kind of see what I'm talking about with that little red soft glow. See, that kind of comes from the back. It's pretty cool. And then of course, you know, the truck is, it's done. Like, there's nothing else to do to it that I can think of. You know, I could put more aluminum on it, but nothing's breaking. So, you know, I don't really want to add the weight if I don't have to, and I don't think I do. So, guys, I just wanted to give you all a look at my my outcast, my Arrma outcast. You know, this thing is bonkers. This thing is awesome. 6S power, tough as nails. You shim the diffs and you're good. On that center diff, if you shim that center diff, just make sure that, you know, you don't make it too tight. You want to do the same actually for all the diffs, but, you know, I started with the center. So, guys, I just want you to keep enjoying your RCs. Keep making them crazy. Keep making them look good. Keep bashing them. And, you know, suppliers, keep bringing them. And Arrma, you know, I just thank you for making such an incredible vehicle. And I also want to say to you this, Arrma, if this vehicle is such a top seller, think about this. Just think about this. This is a 1/8 scale. What would happen if Arrma decided, right, to go to 5th scale and make something retarded? Okay, guys, I'm going to buy it. If Arrma makes a 5th scale, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a street runner. I don't care if it's a monster truck. I don't care if it's a short coast truck. Whatever it is, I'm going to get it because Arrma makes incredible RCs. Okay, these things last. They take a bashing. They're super fast. And there's just not a better RC out there right now. You know, it's kind of funny to me that companies are coming after Arrma. You know why they're coming after Arrma? Because Arrma's making the best, and other companies are upset because they're losing money because their products, you have to keep going and buying parts and yada, 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 just to keep it running. When you buy parts for this, it's to make it better, not because you got to. You might break a little something here and there, but it's nothing compared to the other vehicles I had. Yeah, and guys, that includes low-C. All right. You guys have an awesome day. Keep RCing and enjoy your RC.